Alright, hello everyone and welcome to twitch.tv/HobbyBoxBurns. I am Joe Burns, HobbyBox Burns, and we are just about ready to start Shadowbringers tonight. We have the final dungeon of the bridge content from Stormblood to Shadowbringers to do yet tonight. We are going to jump into that dungeon right as soon as we log in, basically. We'll get that quest started. And then I believe we have 2 quests after that, and then we will be on to the current expansion. So, super excited to get closer to caught up in this amazing, amazing game. So, last time, so basically, I believe Alize is the only one of the Scions and us that is not comatose lying somewhere. Any of the main Scions, like Hori Boulder and them, are still okay. My understanding is. Woofda! Sorry about that. So, we are going to try to piece together, maybe, why that's happening. What is it that says that their life is still there, but their soul is not in their body, is what somebody had said. And so I guess we'll find out what in the world that means. So let's settle in, and let's get ready to go to the locks. But yeah, this has been a long time coming. I've been a sprout for... I'm trying to remember when it was I pieced together I started. Probably like 5 years, though. Which is insane to think about. Because when I started, Stormblood was the active expansion. I don't know why I'm running here when I can just teleport where I need to go, which is Porta Praetoria in Alamigo, or Girabanya. Get a little bit of that happy music. And now, whoa, on to the drama. So, we'll see how this dungeon goes. I have not looked up what it does. So, for better or for worse, probably for worse, I tend to prefer to go into dungeons blind the first time. Especially like these types of dungeons. Some of the other side ones I do like to look at a little bit. What's going on? But yeah, Alice and I are the only 2 Scions that are left, since Lys is not a Scion anymore. Having listened to Emperor Varys' maniacal plans, Lys is ready to go to war. Alright, let's go to war then. For Alamigo, for everybody, basically. Not just for one group of people at this point. But I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I'm doing well tonight. I cannot complain. I'm glad it's the end of the week. Next week is going to be one of those kind of busy, kind of not.
I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Yes, we do. Power.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
Agreed, Hien.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here.
I wonder how many takes of that here he did. Like, I could only imagine some of those lines like that.
Join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
Actually, I agree with the Garleans. I'm gonna sit this one out, guys.
After coming this far, how could I not? And
I-
for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother.
I have grown to really enjoy Alice.
But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
Yes.
Wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
Don't mention the arm. Don't mention the arm.
Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come.
Rabban, we said not to mention the arm.
May the crystal
Oh,
guide us to
weapons,
victory.
weapons. Ah! Ah! Connie Senna just over there like, woo! Alright, the last ray of hope we have in this world.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right.
Maybe.
So please,
Don't
don't
fail.
you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Together. Roar! The Gimlet Dark. Alright, let's queue for that right away. Hopefully it's not going to take for... What, Robon, what do you have to say? My duties as field commander demand I remain here at my post, but I have no doubt the front lines are in capable hands. Duty finder. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What am I short on? Oh no, we have to go shopping first, huh? Probably weapon. I have one short. It really is just the weapon and one ring, huh? That's setting me back. All right, well let's take care of the weapon problem then. Yeah, we'll go back to New Gridania. All right, let's see what the best weapon is that we can find at 70 for Dragoon. Or I guess I should check first. I should check to see if one of the coffers has a weapon in it. Because if one of the coffers that I haven't opened yet has a weapon in it, I maybe should use that instead. Also, let's double check, just in case. Yeah, we're good. Just in case I had one in there and just never equipped it. That is very possible that could have happened. That was a waste of a sprint. I was already there. Alright, so, a little bit of a setback. But this is easy to fix. We've got the gil. We've got the power. I think I gave my coffers to her. Let's sort everything first here. Oh, and I guess we could double check and make sure. No, we don't. Okay. There we go. Okay. Duelist attire coffer. True blood attire. Accessories. Armor. Accessories. Okay, no. So we're good there. Alright, so let's see how bad the market board is gonna gouge me here. Lancer's arms. Search. Alright, item level 385. So what does it mean if it's hearted? I guess I don't understand what that means. So let's do an item comparison here. And you can't see all that screen, sorry. Okay, yeah, that is... So that is significantly better. Or we go with... Oh, the physical damage is quite a bit lower. Oh yeah, that's not nearly as good. Okay, let's see how much a Rakshasha... Ooh. Woo! That ain't cheap. But we got the gil. Congrats, Fareem. Alright. Now we're at 371. Now we're plenty good to go to battle. Alright, so let's see how long it's going to take us to queue for this thing. Whoa. Helps to select the right thing. The Gimlet Dark. Eight minutes. So we got some time. We can read what this says. For those who dare travel twixt Aldenard and Ilsabard, there is but one path, and it leads through Gimlet. A confluence of harsh terrain and erythroclimatic conditions have shrouded the land in perpetual darkness, and it is here the decisive battle for Eorzea begins. Joined by their far eastern allies, the Eorzean alliance battles desperately to fight back the seemingly endless waves of Imperial troops. In a bid to change the tide of battle, the Warrior of Light has been called to the fray, but can they prevail in this land long said lost to the light? Can they? We shall find out. Bum 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 bum. Okay, 8-minute queue. Let's see if it's going to be longer or shorter than that. That is a good question. I mean, that's a cool looking lance. I maybe like the other one a little bit better. Actually, let's... For a second, I thought there was maybe like a dragon eye etched into the, near the tip there where the blade starts coming out. That's pretty cool then. I don't know, it's a cool lance. Oh. Strong like bull. Uh-oh. So let's see here. I'm going to guess that it's going to basically travel us wherever we need to go anyway. After we're done with the mission. So while we have a moment, I am going to look up. Actually, no. I'm going to hold off. I don't want spoilers to see who we're fighting. Although I gauge from the from the setup, there's a possibility we fight Varys. From the intro, I'm almost positive we fight Xenos. Or, well, Elidibus as Xenos. Which I'm trying to remember when we fought La Habrea. Because there was one point after, like, he leaves Thancred, don't you fight La Habrea? And wasn't he, like, a weakling, kind of? I could be completely wrong and misremembering. I could be wrong. Let's see here. I don't know that I really care to keep my weapon. So we could sell it to Doma. Let's look here. Oh, was it a heart because it matched with my other Rakshasa gear? That's possible. And let's double check to see if I have a better ring that I should have on here. Oh yeah, I probably should have that one instead. I think that one's better than the other one overall. Alright, well, halfway to the average wait time. We have our two DPSs set and locked and ready to go. So we'll wait and see if we get our tank and healer relatively quickly or not. Huzzah! Here we go. Here we go. We got the Uber Stormblood theme going. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Target to ignore.
Forward! Forward!
Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. Alright, getting ourselves a big group. I like that. This is kind of cool that we have the other characters coming with us. It's a fun touch. Alright, another nice big group here. A little bit of a waste of my life of the dragon, but that's alright. Alright, first Mark 3B Magitech Colossus, huh? Hey, baby smell! How's it going tonight? Oh, I see what that was. That was stupid of me. Yeah, Dragoon is pretty fun, and it is relatively easy. I was dumb. I was really dumb with how that worked. Okay. Oh wow, back the other way, huh? I'm failing right now, kind of, at doing everything. Stack up. I try to do my positionals like a good boy. Sometimes I fail at it. So this one's side. Oh. Split up, split up, split up, split up. Stack up. So like these two attacks in a row are in the back. This one's in the flank. We gotta get out on the other side. Nice. I try to do them every time. What level is your Dragoon at right now? $73, but you paid to level him up like a schmuck. Not a fan of the early... Yeah, especially, like, the Lancer level grind is a little rough. So I can completely understand that. Let's see if I did it fast enough to get one more in. I don't think I'm going to get one more into Stranden. Nope. So close, but yet so far.
I shan't hold back!
Oh, Pippin. Alright, that saved me. God damn it. I got targeted double times. We missed one of them. One of them was aggroed on Lys. That's funny. I did enjoy, I enjoyed Dragoon at, Prometheus, huh? Okay. Oh shit. I guess I wasn't in the right spot. Was there a tell for that, or was it just luck. Oh shit. God damn it. I didn't see the AoE line. I missed that positional. God damn it. God damn it. I hate that I died twice to that. I was like almost out of it too. I guess I should have been looking around for where it was going to be. Though I was heading in the right direction, I just wasn't fast enough. Although these guys got it. That's a different helmet option.
You underestimate me. Out of my way.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Except for my failures. I fucked up Nostrand again. I will not be getting commendations for this one. Even though I am living up to the Dragoon floor tanking meme.
one!
Nah. Ah. Oh. Oh, shit. Well, that was my bad, too. Whoa. Oh my god.
This day you die.
I don't think I'm on Ultros. I think you're on a different data center. If I remember correctly, you're on Crystal. Interesting. These savages bested our vanguard. Impressive. But in the end, they are only that. Savages. Now let us be brief. His radiance awaits. Pull. No. Fuck. I should have went the right direction. God damn it. I hate that I've wiped so many times. I feel terrible. I mean, at this point, I'm a liability. God dang it. That's frustrating to me. I blew it. So this is the end, huh? Oh no. Oh, they just made it. They gave up on me at this point. Oh, maybe not. And then I get targeted right away, huh? I see how this works. Yeah, I lost Blood of the Dragon, of course. Get out of that. Oh, come on! Ah! So I guess I needed to go more so that I wasn't going to get bounced. Gosh, I've been terrible. Ha! We have served our purpose. Come, we shall withdraw for now. I have to pass on that. I do not deserve it. And, oh, nope. Nope. I feel so bad. I was totally terrible for that whole group. So bad.
There you are, and none the worse for wear.
Indeed. I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
Oh. Here it goes, here it goes.
Will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
I mean, we kind of figured that's what was going to happen, right?
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
Alice is being cared for at the infirmary. Would that there were more we could do for her. So the Garleans have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not, they won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with your help and that of our eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alize, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the Carugians have completed their examination of Mistress Alice, and it is as we feared. She is locked in a slumber without any outward cause. Just like the others. Damn it all. Aye, the Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, I cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. The best I can do is see to it that Alize is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Yugiri and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the far east is under sail, and all must be made ready for their arrival. I'll not keep you then. Hurrah! Judging by the Garleans' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'll be no good to anyone without rest. Go on now, rest. You've more than earned it. We'll contact you the moment the Garleans show any sign of stirring. Okay. So those two that popped up, I don't remember ever seeing them before. Like in any cutscenes or anything. Any other excursions? Gosh, I died so many times in that dungeon. That was terrible. I was just like... And in some of those, I felt like I got out of it in time, but it was... I don't know. I don't know if it was lag or what. It seemed like I made it out of the way, but I didn't. Hey, Arya. Actually, let's take a quick jaunt up to the Mender here. Yeah, the two ladies that we fought. I don't remember seeing them before. As any sort of a build-up to that fight. I could be wrong, though. Alright. Hoary Boulder. Callisto, welcome home. Word has it you and Mistress Alize gave the Garleans quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mistress Alize? I was certain she would have returned by now. They're the Emperor's personal guards. Oh, okay, okay. By the 12! Not her, too! Oker and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. We will also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Coltene, Kryl, and Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole after all, though I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us for the time being, at least. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Where's Xenos? So to mirror the beginning of Shadowbringers, the thing, we must do a duty against Xenos at the end, I'm guessing. Hoary Boulder's sullen expression suggests he has no news to share, which in this case may not mean good news. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Ah, Callista, yours is a welcome face indeed in these troubled times. Though if you've come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I am afraid I have naught to report. Coltene and the others continue their tireless search for answers, and I, too, have done all in my power to assist them. Alas. My apologies for the intrusion. I was told Master Alphino had been brought here and wished to see if his condition had improved. Maxima. Mistress Callista, I have heard about the part you played in driving back the Empire's forces. Thank you. That you were able to stop them, if only for a short while, gives me hope. I realize how strange such words must sound coming from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of the love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That is why I chose to share all that I know with the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I am content to bear that ignominy. 'Twill seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. But enough of my prattling. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphino. An acquaintance of Callista and Alphino, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company, if you will follow me, sir. Are we going to get to look at the infirmary for the first time? All of them just laying there motionless? When word reached me that Alphino had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him. Poor lad. It pains me to see him thus. But I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. He fought valiantly at the burn. The Populares could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. Really? He awaits my return at North Silvertier, and I am certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spare the time. You can spare the time, that is. North Silvertier. That's like so far away from here. Why? Why did you park so far away? Alright, to North Silvertier. A brief reprieve. Oh, that's not right. Let's do this instead. Oh, okay. That's over here. Silver Tear, it probably is, not Silver Tear. I was thinking it was in Kurthus. I was like, what the world? Why all the way over there? Ah, there you are. I was beginning to think you would not come. Sid, it sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Though I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration to me. Most Garleans would say he is a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We of the Populares, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dreams of subjugation, that his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please, revolutionary is a term best reserved for my work. I am but an Imperial defector who thought to aid another Imperial defector. Whatever Master Garland says, I'm humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Raban that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true? Gaius still lives? Sure is. Like most in the army, I never had the privilege of seeing the legatus without his mask. To think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Ascians, did he? After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have the good sense to stay dead. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Aldin also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Ascians? Sure did. But that is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it. And yet I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie. The Ascians must be stopped. To save my people, to save all peoples. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. The Ironworks will spare no effort to achieve that end. Seryu's wall was a good start, but we can do more, and we will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, I bear a message for the Warrior of Light. That is me. Hand it over. Commander Alden requests your presence at Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. He would discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Ah, yes, the inevitable messenger. I knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. Time no doubt being of the essence. Could I tempt you to a ride aboard the Excelsior? If there's a faster way to Raban's side, I will personally apologize to the commander for keeping him waiting. I mean, technically teleportation probably, but that's costly. I don't want to spend the gil. Here we be. I too will make for the border anon. If there is aught I can do to help, I consider it my duty to see it done. I swear every time you board my airship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger. And every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious. Which, of course, is an admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Callista. Not even you. So please, take care of yourself out there. I pray you remain safe on the front lines. Though ill-equipped to join the fray, I shall do all I can to assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? I will do my best. Oh, I get something. Requiem for Heroes. It looks like we will finally have our matchup with him, huh? So, let's carry on then. Commander Aldin is waiting, my lady. It would be best if we proceeded to Alliance headquarters at once. Are you ready? Sure am. Ready as I'll ever be. Though after that last dungeon performance, maybe I'm not ready. Everybody must be out fighting. You are here. Good. I summoned you to discuss strategy, but first I would apprise you of the Garlean's movements. Upon speaking with Raban, several cutscenes will play in sequence. I've got time. Proceed. Let's get to the cutscenes. Give me the cutscenes.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald.
They're waiting to deploy the, what do you call it?
In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander, the Imperials. They've broken through our defenses to the east.
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight?
Of course. That's the only reason I'm here. You need only say the word.
Much obliged. Given the choice, I'd take you over 100 soldiers.
I don't really want to fight 100 soldiers at once, though. Oh no!
Why won't they open? Please, I bid you open.
What's wrong? Is it the voice again? Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this? May Ralga grant us strength.
Ralga.
Give 'em hell, lass. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Like, Xenos' sword quiver is pretty, like, ridiculous. Oh, really? That was unexpected. Okay, so healing's the top. I have no idea what the other three things do. So we'll just have to figure it out, I guess.
Ready?
I maybe shouldn't have used second wind so early. Oh, he's gonna push us, right? Ooh, this is not going well. The Warrior of Light is still nowhere in sight. What the hell am I doing? Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh no. Yep. Okay, well I failed that. I used my heal way too early. I used the heal way too early. That's the first time I failed one of these interludes as a different character. We'll do it better this time, though. Wow. Jesus. would not do to have Callisto arrive to find us the battlefield broken. Fight and struggle if that is your want, but you will not escape your fate. Ah, God damn it. Keep wanting to move out of that. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Oh, no. Look upon him, I know Habakiri, and know the depths of your folly. Oh, no, you don't.
Here it comes.
Hey, thank you. Alright, come on, stand up.
The weave of a shinobi's power. The art of my forebears.
Oh, nice. There we go. Yeah, it helps to be inside the healing spell. Okay. Well, there we go. Uh-oh. Ooh. Yeah, this isn't going well.
Damn you!
Ooh. Ah, so that's how that happens. Nice. Hurry up, Callista.
Magic with a Garlean body. That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Bringer of light. It has been too long. No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored, and only your death will redress the balance.
In the coming battle, I will fight as myself. That's good to know. Can't believe I already screwed up my Blood of the Dragon. Oh. I didn't get out of that one fast enough. I didn't get out of that one either fast enough. Oh shit. Damn it. Almost got him. Yeah! Hey, Gramps! I've been great. How have you been doing? How's the studying been? We just beat the final boss of this expansion pack. Kind of. You hate studying? Oh, I agree with you there. I'm glad I don't really have to do it much anymore. When's your test? It was intense. But it paid off. It worked out well. 3 months. Little ways to go then, on top of work and everything else. So, you know. A little bit. Huh?
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Oh.
Please, I beseech you.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
Just keep dying, yep.
At last, I found you.
Even died in a cutscene. Oh, that dungeon, I think that was the worst dungeon I've had in a long time. But yes, even died in a cutscene. Alright, who are you, dude?
Please, there's no cause for alarm. Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion.
Some would argue that's the best Elder Scrolls game is Oblivion.
The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength.
Who are you?
I'm afraid such questions will have to wait. We have precious little time, and your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates, and the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
What are you saying? Well, that's not how the intro scene played out. Oh, they took my mask off. You can see my face. Oh shit, she's awake. Emmerich.
You're awake. Thank heavens.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Where is Xenos? I need to strike him down.
I see you recall that much, at least. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons.
Okay.
Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont.
Oh, was it Estinian? Estinian.
Estinian never was one for emotional farewells.
Hey, we're Dragoon bros. He can't let a Dragoon bro
Though
fall.
Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times.
So we think. And all my friends woke up, right? Right? Emmerich, right? Right? Oh, you say all right.
I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget...
Oh! That face.
I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
Well, this is a most unexpected surprise. I thought you confined to bed. I have no idea who's talking. Oh! Count Edmond de Fortamp. When I heard that you had collapsed on the field of battle, I confess I feared the worst. But with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. As long as we have you, Mistress Tobu, history suggests we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt here in Ishgard. In anticipation of a need for reinforcements, our Tworel will soon be departing for the front lines with a contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength had returned, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed, I suspect you have already decided on your next destination. Thanks, Sour Patch Crabs. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt. But the light of hope shall ever guide our steps so long as we have the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Well, at least another one of your sons hasn't died, Edmund. You know that you will ever be welcome at House Fortamp. Now away with you. I dare not keep you any longer. Restoration complete. Alright, well, back to Mordona. Oh, no, not there. Otherwise, things have been well, Gramps? Aside from studying. Good. That's good. That is always good to hear. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Same old for the next few months, and you'll be back to streaming a bit. Nice. No, I mean, it makes sense to focus on what you need to focus on and get that taken care of, right? Twitch will always be there later. Tataru. Ah! I probably should change that mask.
By the 12! I don't believe it!
I know I'm the only one left standing, right, Tataru?
I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on?
I suppose it makes sense we came back here because the Crystal Tower is like just down the road.
Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful.
Exactly. I wish he didn't speak in riddles.
And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him.
Oh?
Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize... You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own. Do you hear me? if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home.
I was smiling with my mask size there, too.
As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right?
Righto.
But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid, and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry. We'll find that beacon for you.
The B-Team Scions are here for you. Woo! Yeah! Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Oh, I thought that was the Emperor's new helmet. It was just that much bigger and heavier. And awkward to sit on his head.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time.
That actually worked. I didn't think spreading rumors was going to work.
But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. She will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
So here's the thing I don't get. If the first Emperor was an Ascian, and then the lineage is passed down through generations, like, wouldn't he be part Ascian then? Or is, like, that not how, like, genetics work in this world?
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
Uh-oh. Oh, gotcha. Ascians possess a body. So he possessed the Emperor. The first Emperor. Or possessed a person to become the first Emperor, or something like that. Well, he didn't give the order. Sure looks like he's going to, though. Oh, is that the credits? Well, there we go. Huh. Are these different than the... because weren't there credits that played at the end of the Stormblood mission, too? I suppose it wasn't actual credits like this. It was, like, scenes of them moving around after the battle and settling in. I was gonna say, it looks like the art designs are from somebody other than Amano, though. These are a lot less abstract. Which makes sense. I mean, do you have to have, like, more realistic character models, too? They're good, though. I mean, no character model is as good as this one. Woo, Vivi! Oh, Gosetsu! Yeah, Stormblood was a really interesting expansion. Yotsuyu. Probably the most complex villain that they've created yet in the game is Yosetsu. No, not Yosetsu. Yotsuyu. Yosetsu. That was my relationship name for Gosetsu and Yotsuyu. Yotsuyu. She was a really good complex villain, I would say. But yeah, so like, I think the very start of Stormblood, like, the idea was interesting. It's like, you're gonna help Alamigo fight for, you know, getting out from under Garlemald, you know, the Empire. But, the first, like, couple levels dragged, but after I got through that stuff, it really picked up. And I thought it was much more interesting. And, like, I really enjoyed, all of the stuff on the Azim Step. I thought was really fun. And, I really kind of enjoyed that whole, like, Warring Clans storyline. And then once you get to Doma, I think that stuff was pretty interesting too. And that's when Yotsuyu really started to come into the fray as being like the, you know, one of the main villains of the expansion. That's also when Xenos, I mean, you fight Xenos I think once before that, but that's when Xenos really starts to come into his own too, as being like the main villain of the expansion. And then, yeah, then Doma Castle, and then going to the actual final liberation of Alamigo. I think all of that was pretty well done. I think Heaven's Word is more like, I think it's warmer in people's hearts. Oh yeah, Fordola too. I forgot about her. I think Heaven's Word is warmer in people's hearts just because dragons. I think also there's just like the Horshaphant stuff was really well done, and like seeing all that come to conclusion after Heaven's Word with like the final fights against Nidhogg were pretty well done. I think Stormblood was on par. The very first part of it was definitely a drop down. So I'm excited to see how Shadowbringers kind of pushes things forward, and whether the very beginning of that kind of keeps things moving ahead. Oh yeah, Asahi. I think Asahi was probably the most anime character from, like, the way they made his face look most of the time. It's like right there, he looks like a demented anime character, you know? And yeah, I mean, I think the music, again, was overall, like, phenomenal. But that's not anything deeply insightful that not everybody else that plays the game thinks. But it was cool, like, so, like, looking at, like, the difference between, say, like, Nidhogg and Yotsuyu, and maybe those aren't the right parallels to draw, but granted, you have the little bit of it, like, being Estinian and wanting to save Estinian when you're trying to take down Nidhogg, but I think just, like, the complexity of kind of feeling bad for her, even though she was, like, a despicable enemy, just because it's like she definitely became that way because of the environment forcing her to be like that. Because her parents hated her, her brother hated her, and kind of forged her into that. See? See? Anime. But, it was cool to see sort of that difference, the differences there. And even though there's tragedy kind of behind the story of Nidhogg and that he kind of descends into anger and terror, you know, because of losing a love, I just think there was a lot more kind of behind Yotsuyu and her descent into evilness and why she wants to, you know, rule Doma with an iron fist and grind everybody into the dirt. And then seeing her kind of... Or sister. It was a sister, not a lover. That's what it was. But, I don't know. I just think there was so much more weight to that. And made it much more interesting to, like, you know, face her then in her final form. When she finally goes to that final level, after being manipulated by the Empire to do so. And then her getting her, like, I wouldn't say it's redemption, but by killing Asahi at the end, like, her getting her, like, reprieve, or at least her last little bit of vindication, and taking care of a shitheel that we didn't have to kill then. And I would have to guess that Gosetsu is going to come back into the story at some point, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I think that has to happen. Although, like I said, when he said he was just going to wander the world and try to help people, I just think it would be funny if he was just on a random timer, and kind of like how, like, the elite monsters show up in different areas, he just randomly pops. Or like how Odin will pop up from time to time. He's just randomly in one of the cities or one of the towns, and you can just stumble into him and you talk to him and you get something from him. I think that would be awesome too if they did that. Granted, I'm just speculating on something that probably has already been resolved in the game, since I'm still like a whole set of content behind, but I could be wrong. Gabu. So the fact that they brought him back here, when he was like post Heavensward content, right? I'm curious if he's going to have any sort of a weird role in anything down the line too. Gaius. And that's neat. I mean, granted, I think Gaia's still being alive and now, like, air quotes, helping us. Like, that's lessened a little bit by the fact that Nero already did that to some extent. Granted, Nero is a lot less, maybe a lot less helping us and more so just trying to sort of push his own agenda, it seems. And Tataru's probably right. So I'm guessing the one that has his back turned is Solus, right? Since that's Elidibus and La Habrea, right? Elidibus is the one in the white robe. La Habrea is upper left. So then Solus, that dude, must be the upper right one that's turned his back. What did they say that one's name was? Was it like Emmett Selk or something like that? Granted, I've heard people say that many times, so I'm pretty sure that's him, but... because people love their Emmett Selk, apparently. Varys is interesting. So I thought they were going to do this thing where he maybe wanted to work with us. And I think it's actually good that they didn't do that. And had it be like, yes, I want to get rid of these Ascians, but I also want to get rid of all of you, or at least have you completely subjugated underneath me. He's like running the pyramid scheme, and it's like, I have to be the tip. I can't be anything else. Nobody else can be on the same level as me. You're all in my downline. And for a second there at the end when he was hesitating about the Black Rose and not starting to make that, I was thinking maybe he was going to soften and say that was, since that was part of the Ascians' plan, maybe he didn't want to do that. But, yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case with how evil his face looked at the end. And granted, I mean, who knows? Maybe Varys isn't even... maybe he's being controlled by a flippin' Ascian as well. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Everybody's being controlled by an Ascian. The final reveal of the game is that we, the player, are all Ascians, and we are controlling the Warriors of Light for our own goals, too. Like, that's like actually going to be the end of 6.0. And everybody's just going to have to really think inwardly about that. Think of the things you made the Warrior of Light do. Hey, Zach. Everything, yeah. This is my tinfoil hat theory time now. Everyone's an Ascian. You're an Ascian. The most dubious of Ascians are the ones that just spend their time crafting and gathering. What are their real goals? Trying to destroy the world one swipe of a time. Trying to pull all the fish from their sieves. What better? Get rid of all of the peaceful fish. Remove them from the oceans. I think it checks out. I mean, I was joking around in Novice Network on Ultros like a couple days before the reveal. And I was saying that what if 6.0 is really just we all settle in the firmament, and then it's just Animal Crossing after that. Like, the game completely switches, and it's just Animal Crossing, and all we do is, like, talk to neighbors and do stuff like that. And then they announced the whole Island Sanctuary thing. I was like, I was right! So, I don't know. There's some Nostradamus-like stuff going on here, I think. Yeah. But no, I don't. I really enjoyed Stormblood. Like I said, the beginning was a little slow, I thought, but once I got through the first like level or two, I think it really started to fly by, and I just really got into kind of like all the storylines and meeting the new characters. Trying to think if there's any like new characters that I really didn't like. I can't think of anybody that stands out as just being like a weak character. I mean, Xenos is Xenos. he's pretty one-dimensional. I mean, the fact that in order to make Xenos more interesting, you had to have an Ascian take control of him. Like, I mean, there is that. In order to actually add another dimension other than just, I want to fight the Warrior of Light. I want to test my power. Alright. Let's... So I'm going to guess, so yeah, I wonder if there will be settlements in the moon in the next expansion. I'm going to hazard a guess since the settlements of Ishgard, now that the restoration is complete, since that housing isn't going to be available until 6.1, I would think that if there was going to be moon settlements, either A, like, doing stuff up there is the next Ishgardian restoration, and then at the end of, like, the next expansion, maybe that's available. Then again, I could also see the moon being, a place that just exists for that expansion. And, like, the zone is still there for people to go to when they're doing Endwalker stuff. But otherwise, it has, like, no purpose to ever really return to. I could see them pulling something like that, especially since the whole arc ends at 6.0. Like, it's hard to tell, like, where 6.1 would take us, you know? And I'm, like, I'm just about to start 5.0. So I do not know what all changes through that path. But if there is going to be housing, I would think, like, the moon will be, like, the new, like, there'll be, like, moon terraforming instead of Ishgardian restoration. And then, like, that'll be what Crafters and Gatherers will be working at throughout, like, 6.1 and beyond into 7.0. Once Ishgardian restoration and the housing district is open. Because something will have to take over for that, so people can still level that. Granted, like, temporarily they're still allowing the fates and they're calling them feats instead, so people can still do some of that stuff and you can still, like, get the Skybuilders credits and everything. But I think once that zone kind of turns into being just housing, I don't know if they completely get rid of the diadem or if that's just, like, linked to whatever the next restoration zone or zone to kind of have for that. So I think they saw that people really liked the content, so they're going to probably do some sort of content like that. It'll be really interesting to see. Maybe we find out more in May at FanFest about that. If that's a major part of 6.0, one would think that they would bring that up. Granted, now that they mentioned the whole Island Sanctuary stuff, that might be the focus of the 6.x series. Or just 6.0 series. And then once the new housing's open, the next thing is released with the new content in 6.1. Like, when I was watching the Endwalker event, the joke that I made was that once they open Ishgard housing, or before they open Ishgard housing, they're going to destroy all of the other housing districts. So, like, the mist just gets destroyed in the calamity or something. All those houses just wiped out of existence. And then they're like, enjoy your island sanctuary instead. And people are like, no! Oh, that would be a revolt. Like, they would lose so many subscriptions so fast if they pulled something like that. But, no, I'm glad that I finally came up with my tinfoil hat theory that I can parade around on the internet now. That the players are Ascians. And then at that point, we're going to have to choose. Like, maybe that's where they first, like, introduce, like, player voting that that formulates the story. So we have to choose which person, like, which zone to destroy in order to maintain the balance. Which scion needs to die to return the balance? You watched a streamer farm for a mount the other day. It took them hours to get one. That part of FF14 is overwhelming with how many items you could get. There's so much for a completionist to do. You wonder if it's possible for one player to own housing in each district. Probably. So, like, one of the things that I heard about housing, because so many people are, like, trying to get, like, the perfect place. So, like, once the perfect place opens up, like, trying to go after that. Some people have said if you go after, like, the really dumpy places, the benefit that comes from that is that when they open up new housing districts, you get first pick of places in those districts if you already own a house. Or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what the guy was talking about. I would guess there's a player that probably has a house in each district. Possibly. Then again, maybe there is a limit. I'm not sure. I've already come to the, like, conclusion that from, like, a completionist standpoint, like, I'm not going to have all of the mounts in the game, all of the minions in the game. At some point, I think it would be nice to level cap all of the classes. But I'm also not going to try to do it, like, instantly. Like, right now, it's really easy to just sort of say, okay, my main focus is MSQ, so I can get caught up to everybody else at some point. And then, like, it would be good to max out crafting and gathering, because I see that, like, once I can get those high enough a level, that's going to benefit me in so many other ways, especially once I start playing some of the other combat classes more. But from, like, a completionist standpoint, there's still so many other things that I haven't done yet. It's like, I need to get out and I need to do all the Alliance raids. I still have not been able to do any of the, like, actual raids. Like, I've never done anything in the Binding Coil of Bahamut, or many of the other things. So it's like, that would be the first thing that I would probably be wanting to go through to complete, from a completionist standpoint. Before it would be... And then, like, one of the other good things to do would be to try to get, like, one healer, one tank to level cap. Get, like, one of each class. Now, the good thing with, like, those, especially, like, healer, now that I've played the lower levels of healer and kind of understand how it works a little bit, like, I'd feel comfortable with jumping into Sage at level 70 and taking Sage to level cap. Because I kind of want to keep my White Mage, which is at 56 now, to play with my friend Tom whenever he plays. And he's, like, on a break right now. He doesn't have an active account. His card ran out a week or two ago. So I kind of like to keep White Mage for that, but I've gone through like the 0 to 50, so I kind of get the gist of what healing is. And I do have a Scholar and Astrologian at 30, so I could start moving those two up also. Tank is the one that I really haven't messed with too much. I have my Gladiator at 25 or 6, and that's it. I would like to get that to like level 50 before I'd pick up, say, Dark Knight or Gunbreaker. You were thinking, Zach, they mentioned the Final Fantasy VII iOS collection is going to be chapter-based. Do you suppose that means there would be no overworld gameplay? That would be a shame, and how would they present the bosses? They have the FF Remake Scorpion asset in the iOS game. Think they'll spoil other bosses not yet presented in the remake. Yeah, that part is a good question. Like, that's one thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about, is exactly how is the content in that, since it's such a wide swath of all of the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. Like, how are they going to lead you through things? I think there was an interview I was watching, I think it was Mr. Happy talk about an interview with Nomura, who's now the creative director. He's not the actual full director anymore. The other guy who was the Hornoguchi or something like that, who was the co-director on Final Fantasy VII Remake, is now the actual director. Because Nomura is overseeing creative direction of all of the Final Fantasy VII things. Now, granted, since there's not a lot of story in the First Soldier, there's not a lot to do with that, he said. But he's overseeing a lot of the story stuff for compilation of for the Ever Crisis. And he kind of said it's not necessarily going to be chronological, so it's going to be interesting exactly how they're going to put that out episodically, like they said. I could foresee them... What I would like to see them do is focus more so on the stuff that people can't play easily in another way right now. So I would really like to see them do, and that would be starting with the stuff first chronologically, which would be Before Crisis and Crisis Core, because I really want to experience those and play those, but never had the chance. The other really interesting thing is that there's going to be a playable version of Advent Children now, as well as there's going to be playable things about Sephiroth when he became the first soldier, so that you can understand all of that lore kind of around the same time when the Battle Royale First Soldier game is going to happen at, which I think is really interesting and neat. So I'm really curious how they're going to actually roll that out. And if it's free to play, where are the transactions at? How do you pay for that? The fact that Aerith is in the Scorpion battle at the start makes me think that part of it is going to be you could pay to unlock characters ahead of when you would normally have them, or characters from other games. So technically, maybe you could fight the Scorpion battle with Barret and Cloud and Reno, or something like that. But then in the story, any of those characters that you're using that aren't actually there aren't there. But in the battles, it could be kind of anybody. The other thing would be weapons. So they showed the scene with Zack on the top of the train to attack them, which supposedly was from a scene in Crisis Core. But he has a weird-ass sword. He doesn't have the typical Zack Buster sword. So what does that mean? Is part of that going to be you can buy other weapons? I'm not 100% sure what the actual sword is, but it is not the Buster sword. It's not a sword that I'm familiar with Zack ever using. So I thought that was interesting. I could be completely wrong. Maybe he had a different sword and gets the Buster sword through parts of Crisis Core. That could be the case, and I could just be since I've never played it, jumping to conclusions, you know? Real. I thought things couldn't get any worse when the Garleans were gearing up for war. Then word reached me the Scions were in trouble. We need to find that beacon and find it quick. An Advent Children game boggles your mind. Yeah, me too. Apparently FF7 will be free for PS Plus members next month. Yes. Yep, that is true. So it's free for PS Plus members, but you don't get a free PS5 upgrade. So the question, so what I'm really curious about then, so does that mean that you get FF7 Remake for free, but to play it on PS5 you'd need to pay the $70 fee? So basically you would be paying the $70 fee just to play episode Yuffie and to play it in 4K performance mode, everything like that. That seems kind of insane. So then that makes me wonder, are they going to have a different price point for PS Plus members so that they can upgrade for a cheaper price to entice them? So, okay, so if I'm a PS Plus member, I have a PS4 right now, or even if I have a PS5 right now, and I never played Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm not going to spend $70 to buy the PS5 version. I'm just not. If I would have been a big enough Final Fantasy VII fan to want to play that game, I would have already bought it, right? So if they're trying to pull in other more casual people to that, they're not going to pay $70 for the PS5 version if they can get this version for free. So if they want to capitalize and get some money for those folks, you then maybe make them just, if they buy episode Yuffie, that gives them the PS5 upgrade. I don't know. There's got to be something in there to entice them to spend that amount of money. It's really weird. Who's going to actually buy then the $70 PS5 version? Unless it's somebody that didn't have a PS4 and only has a PS5. Like they had an Xbox One and jumped to PS5. That's such a small amount of people. I don't understand. And the other thing I don't get about it is, I suppose it would have really muddied the messaging. Why didn't they announce yesterday that this was going to be free on PlayStation Plus? I don't know. So then it's then there's the question, because right now it's on sale for $30. So it's a legit question if you haven't bought it yet. You're probably better off not waiting for a week to get it for free, but actually buying it for $30 now, and then you get the free upgrade to PlayStation 5. Unless that sale ended now, which would be kind of unfortunate. Yeah, it's super strange how they're doing that. And I'm really curious if they're going to be charging for content in Ever Crisis, if they're going to be charging for chapters or not. I really hope that's not... I would have thought that Square Enix would have been lambasted enough on Final Fantasy Dimensions and other games where you get the first part of the story for free and then you have to pay to unlock the other chunks of the story. If you look at any of those games, like Final Fantasy Dimensions on the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple, they're all have low reviews simply because of that. So I would like to think, especially with as much goodwill as they've been garnering with Final Fantasy VII Remake, that they continue to do things from that perspective. But all the pricing stuff surrounding it right now, I think, is a little confusing. For that even, too, so... Everyone labors tirelessly to fulfill the Scion's duties in their absence, and yet I sometimes wonder what worth yet remains in these old bones of mine. Grandfather doubts his ability to contribute to the Scions, and try as I might, I cannot assuage his doubts. Would that Home was here. He would know what to say. Coltene! I am afraid there is still no change in the Scion's condition, and the means to wake them from their slumber yet eludes us. I pray this beacon at the Crystal Tower might guide us to an answer. I think the other thing that's really frustrating about Ever Crisis is that it's in 2022. I really wish that would have been something that would be available, like, this year. Because I've been already thinking about playing Dirge of Cerberus for the first time and playing Before Crisis, because there's like a fan-made version of Before Crisis that I've downloaded, and it works on a computer. It doesn't look great because it was from like an old mobile phone, but they up-resed it some just to kind of get those story bits from that, and to play like Crisis Core on an emulator because there's no other way to get it. It will also be interesting to see, like, if they've resolved the music issues with Crisis Core, or if it's just not going to have some of the licensed music, which a lot of people think is the reason why it never got a remake in the first place. You needn't worry about the Scions. Ochre, my sister, and I have been keeping over them in shifts ever since they arrived at the Rising Stones. If only they would give some sign of stirring. I never realized just how critical a role the Archons played in all that we do here. It won't be easy to make up for their absence. Ochre Boulder. Oh, FME. In light of the present condition of the Scions, even Riol has returned from afield. Never has there been a greater need to marshal our resources. My brother says he will work twice as hard in the Scion's stead, which likely means I must work thrice as hard if I am to match his pace. Our brothers and sisters are fallen, 'tis true, but duty will not afford us time to wallow in misery. Until they are returned to us, we must work twice as hard. Alright, I'm going to take a very quick break, and then we're going to continue on to Shadowbringers.